In what ways can industry and institutions better foster a culture of innovation and break free from the constraints of stereotypes and compliances?
See, basically, what happens that in industry, the one thing is that you learn from your immediate neighborhood, immediate environment, the kind of machines you have, the kind of colleagues you have, cross functional also. Okay, suppose granted a cross functional interaction is there, so okay, you will learn the practices within the organization. Okay, now that is one way, that is what usually is expected to happen readily. Beyond that is, of course, learning from some other organizations, some other benchmark organizations through some visits. But most of the learning happens by through some presentations made by some technology developers. Now, what happens that those who want to sell their hardware and software, they are interested in visiting you and making some presentation of the recent developments done by themselves. Okay. Now, if you allow that channel to flourish, yes, you get some inputs on what is happening in the market, what is the latest thing in the technology which you could innovate into your context. Okay. Now, that is a good channel, but there is a limitation that the fellows who are coming and giving you those inputs are interested in selling their things. So, it would be a biased view. They have a vested interest. So, they will give you the information as it suits them. For example, if there is a competitive technology which is better, they will not tell you that. They will tell you what they have come to sell, and they will prove that that is the best thing around. Right? But you don't take purchase decisions like that. I mean, you always have norms of three quotations and you want to consider alternatives. Even not just alternative equipment, alternative approaches also. Approaches to automation, for example, and those. So you would want unbiased comparison of different possibilities to evaluate before you decide. Now that could only be given by somebody who doesn't have vested interest in selling anything. So usually educational institutions and academics have no particular interest in selling any particular brand product to you. So it is likely that they would give you a balanced view of pros and cons of different alternatives that you have at hand. So it is useful to have some interaction and some training sessions and some exposure to academia from that point of view. Okay, where you get the balanced input of what is what in the market, how the two technologies compare, where which is better, and all those kind of things can be easily accessible from academia. And those are by far the latest developments. So, yes, interaction with academia is good. Only thing is academia has to adapt to the way of industries, because usually they start any talk by writing a big equation on the board, which throws off the industry people because they are not comfortable with so much of mathematics anymore. So, I mean, I always say that job of good teachers is to make a difficult subject very easy. But sometimes by going through rigor of mathematics, we do the reverse. We make an easy subject look very difficult. Now that is something which has to be overcome in dealing with industry. Things have to be made more palatable. Now somebody who doesn't know laser and you are teaching him the benefits of laser cutting, for example, you have to know how to explain without going into quantum mechanics of laser. Right. So some tuning up is required there, but it can be done. It's doable easily. I'm not saying that it is difficult. It is doable.